Dwayne here from BBR. The engineers over at Kitaco and Daytona recently invited us to come over to Japan to check out a couple of new engines they're working on, so we jumped a plane and made the trek over there. Our first stop was in Daytona, and we drove up, and it was a huge facility there. You can see the giant building, and they had a big test track. It was like a supermoto / road race course, and they let us try out their new complete engine they're working on. It's going to be a 150 based off of the Honda engine cases and bolt pattern, and they're also doing it as a dual overhead cam setup that we got to try here. Just pull the thing out, bolt it in, and hopefully it'll be fast enough to win races on. And it was pretty impressive. We got to try it in this monkey style supermoto bike there. They let the whole BBR crew jump on and take it for a spin, and it definitely was making big power. And it's real wide too. This is the dual overhead cam bike that we were riding here, but it pulled super long and hard, starts easy, so that's going to be a great out-of-the-box motor to try. Guys at Daytona were all real friendly, engineers, a bunch of young smart guys there, and about 75 to 100 people working in their building, and it was a blast. Once we got done there, we jumped on the bullet train and took a trip down to Kitaco. And those bullet trains, they rip. I think they was doing like 150 plus miles an hour, so that was kind of fun. They're real smooth. Once we got to Kitaco, they wanted to show us their new 4-valved head. They actually called us up and wanted us to come test it out and hopefully race it at Minimoto for them. So we got to go to an authentic Japanese dinner with some of the engineers and people that work at Kitaco. Everybody's real friendly there, and they were excited to show us the new head. And the initial impressions are it's great. We're still messing with bore sizes and stroke and things like that, trying to get it dialed for each rider, but it's unbelievable right out of the box. It's got 21.5 millimeter intake valves, 18.5 exhaust valves, and it uses a stroker crank to make it a 160. It's actually got a 14 millimeter pin on it. The thing revs so high that they were concerned that the pin being standard at 13 wasn't going to be big enough, so that's kind of a plus for it too. And then the 143 setup just uses the stock crank and a 60 millimeter piston, but all the initial tests on it have been great, and it's just a blast to ride. It makes nice mid-range power, but revs way on up there too, so you don't have to shift it quite as much. So if you have any questions at all about either of these motors or anything else we're doing, feel free to call us anytime, and we'll clue you in. The list is getting kind of long on the 4-valve motors, so like always, get on the waiting list and we can at least call you back when they're going to be available. It's looking like probably middle of May, somewhere around there, but as we get things finalized, we'll keep you posted and keep updating the website. If you're ever in the Seattle area, feel free to swing by BBR and take either of these motors for a ride. They both should be available sometime in May, so come on by.